Here we go. All right.
I won't do it.
Do the twirl. Lose the twirl.
I might do the twirl. I told her I'm going to sit back and just relax.
I said,
she said, you're too far back. You look weird. Joke's on you.
Do that again. Your head looks tiny.
I always look weird.
No, look how tiny your head looks. That's funny. So hello. This is Tyler, if you don't know him. My lovely husband of 7 years.
We've been together since 2009?
Cheers to 7 years.
Fall of 2009, spring of 2010?
Yeah, it was like we met in January of 2010.
Is that when it was? Okay.
Who did you think that I was? 2009. I think we like met, but like it was like in passing, and I was like, this bozo. Yeah. No, thank you. Joke's on me.
Still think that way.
Yeah, joke's
Nothing
on me.
Nothing has changed.
Joke's on me. Somehow you got me to marry you, and I still am like, oh no, who is this bozo?
I remember when we first started dating, somebody that we knew was like, well, Tyler's just a rebound for Jessica.
Longest rebound I've
Long
ever
rebound.
had.
Just to prove that guy wrong. That's the only reason we're still together.
We're trying to prove a point. It's the long con, you guys. This is the long con. All right. So we asked on Instagram for, questions. If you guys had any questions for us. Sorry, now our friends we needed them to settle a debate for us, and they have settled it, and I was right.
I just don't remember. Yeah,
okay.
It was that we went to a restaurant, and I was like, I don't think I've ever been there.
I'm telling you, we've been there. I described the whole thing to him, and I never remember anything.
We looked in the window, and I'm like, I don't remember being there. It doesn't look familiar to me.
You've been there, and our friends have now proven to you that you have. Anyway, the table we sat at, nice square one by the kitchen. Yeah. I love Emily. She remembers everything. It's amazing. She is our like encyclopedia of our life. You guys came through with questions. I've screenshotted some. And then we'll go back in because I know a bunch more came in. Oh, that's a fun, solid one to start with. So how do you split time with family for the holidays while also enjoying time as your own little family? We're still trying to figure that out.
Very carefully. Don't want bruised egos. Don't want... You want to spend time with all sides of the family, but it's a juggling act, man. It's hard to try and find the time for everybody. What
it is. No, you're just so cute. I miss doing this. I want to do this like every day. You guys should know how excited I was.
In the car on the way to work.
Okay, but I can't. Well, I can look at you. You can't look at me. I need that feedback. Anyway, I was so excited to come to work today. I was like, today's gonna be so fun. Anyway, we even went and got coffee at like a nice coffee place, and then we just poured them into our mugs because more enjoyable, you know. That was loud.
It's just gonna.
You should have gotten what I got.
It's just gonna be 48 minutes of us doing
just
nothing.
Doing nothing. That's vlogmas. That's Dallas. I was on heaven. Okay. If you don't watch The Office and you listen to us do all these references, you need to watch The Office. Okay.
Split time. Okay.
But yeah, the thing is, it really is hard. And so I think what we've settled on is we give Christmas Day to your family and Thanksgiving Day to mine.
Yeah.
And then we still do our own little thing. Thanksgiving, we just don't have our own little thing. Like we do breakfast with your family has started to become a tradition on Thanksgiving Day. So I guess they're still getting Thanksgiving Day. It's just not the...
Right. The evening, the 3 p.m. dinner, which apparently is a thing you do on Thanksgiving. You eat at 2:30 p.m. Giant dinner.
That's the way it is done.
Dallas.
Dallas. And then Christmas, we do Christmas Eve with my family, and then Christmas
Which works
Day,
out well because...
Like the latter half of the day.
The fact that your parents kind of took Christmas Eve works out pretty well because then like your siblings and all of them can spend time with their in-laws, you know, on Christmas Day. We can spend it with the other side of the family. So it's hard, but then also trying to find time with doing stuff with just us,
and I think that's really the crux of this question. I feel like Christmas morning we get, and that I love.
That's nice. Yep.
Yeah. Like that is like sacred, precious time to just be in our jammies, and you know, I love that. I feel like we're still, because we are like our kids are still really young, we're still figuring out traditions and what will stick, what won't. And trying I
feel like it'll sort of happen organically. Like some stuff that we are like, oh, the kids are going to love this. They don't care about it all. And then other stuff she will remember from last year. I'm like, how do you remember that? Yeah. But that's like stuff that she like wants to do again. So,
and I think too, because now there's siblings that over the years, as they get a little older, she'll be like, oh, Felicity, every year we do this, you know, and we'll be like, oh, do we? Okay, I guess we should keep doing that. Like making reindeer food or whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah.
That was the one you talked about the other day. So we're starting a Disney podcast soon. We're planning on shooting, or no, well, kind of.
So we're doing the video version and the podcast version. So we're going to record it, but we're also going to film it at the same time. So if you aren't, because I know a lot of people aren't into podcasts, So if you want to just watch it, we'll just have the video version of it too.
We just got to settle on a name.
Yeah, we've been thinking about a name for, a year now, and I still don't have a good name. Although we did ask yesterday, and some people have come up with some
we have a long list
really
to kind
good
of go
ones.
through.
And yeah, there's some solid ones in there.
Yeah.
There's I don't think I've landed on the perfect one yet, but there's some
the
really
perfect
good
one
options.
is cover your kids' ears, okay? It's not that bad, but I was in tears laughing at this one. Because I was like, what about something like Castle Chats, you know? And then I was like, or maybe like something to do with coffee, because we'll probably be drinking coffee while we do it, you know? And I was like, Castle Chats and coffee. Every time I think about it, I like cry. What did you...
It wasn't that funny.
Yes, it is. Tyler said, what about Castle Chats and coffee chats?
It just came to me. It seemed just rolled right off the tongue.
So you better believe I've been trying to think of something that rhymes with chats that's not that would work, and
Castle
I can't think.
Chats and baseball bats. Has nothing to do with baseball bats.
But it has everything to do with coffee.
Coffee chats and funny hats. No, what is it? Castle Chats and silly hats.
Mickey hats. Disney hats. No. Okay. Anyway. So we're figuring that out. What
we're
going to
record the first one next week. And so it should go live sometime in December. We're also trying to figure out exactly how we're going to do it. I mean, we just haven't done a whole lot of research into it yet, but figuring out how it's all going to work. So all the things behind the scenes we got to figure out. But I think we're going to try and record the first one next week and then go from there.
So excited. We're going to get to do
and
this.
And I feel like it's going to be one of those things it's going to be a Disney podcast where we talk about Disney theme parks 90% of the time. But then we're also just, you know us. We're just going to talk about whatever
we want.
Whatever we want. And I think we'll do one a week. We'll try name for.
That's what we're going to try. And then we'll see.
We'll see if anybody even wants to listen to it.
More. Yeah, that's the other thing, but we'll have fun doing it. So that really is why.
Like I said, it's just what we do in the car. It's we're just going to record it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Ooh, any merch plans for Tyler's channel, yours, or Vlogmas? I don't have any merch plans, but I know you kind of.
I just thought about this the other day. So I've been reading 4 Hour Work Week.
Me too.
Which is super. A lot of stuff to talk about there, but.
Yeah.
Specifically, he was talking about setting up like an online store and that kind of stuff, and I'm like, gosh, I feel like for years it's kind of something that's been way back in the back of my head, but I think I am going to actually like focus on that a little bit more here soon, because I literally have a note on my phone every time I come up with like a t-shirt idea or whatever, I keep it on there, and so
like
I think,
deep Disney stuff
like
that's
stuff
really
that like
good.
95% of Disney people aren't even going to get. It's for that 5% of people that are really, really, really deep Disney people. They're going to be like, I love that. But I'm terrible at like graphic design, so I gotta figure out how to design them without being able to design them. So
I think we'll need a graphic designer.
I think so. But it's gotta be somebody that also knows Disney. It can't just be a graphic designer. It's gotta be somebody who's really good at graphic design who also knows deep Disney. It's a very, very narrow niche of people.
That is a very good point. Also, the other thing is like I've never been happy with any of the merch.
That's true.
Like that's not true. I've not been not happy with it, but I always want the quality to be better.
Yeah.
And I've not been able to land on the company that can do that, but also do everything else. Because I'm like, I don't have a ton of time to be like shipping them out myself, or it needs to be someone that does it all. But a lot of the ones that do it all are not the quality that I always want. And so that's why this year I'm not. And so if you ever get that figured out, maybe I could start piggybacking into that online store. We could get, and that's Vlogmas is both of us. So, and actually it's on your channel. Yeah. So like in the future, probably not this year, but maybe next year, I'll have Vlogmas stuff on there too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so very exciting stuff. All right, fave Disney memory. Mine is when Gigi was like 1. I don't even know if she was 1. She was probably a little older than Felicity is now.
I know. Yeah.
And we vlogged it. We can link the vlog. It was from a few years ago. I tear up every time, and I know so many of you guys loved watching it too. When Gigi met Minnie Mouse and Mickey for the first time, and she crawled around with them, and like it was such a magical thing. Minnie even came out. We were at a restaurant. Minnie even came back out with a full-size Minnie stuffed animal and just gave it to Genevieve. And we were like, to have? And Minnie, of course, couldn't talk, but she's like, we're like, are you sure? Like, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
That
is
that's
top
100%.
Top tier.
I don't know. I got it. Like the time we stayed in the cabins. I don't know why. Just like stands out as one of my all-time favorites. And I feel like I can't even pinpoint what it is about that trip specifically. Mm-hmm. But like Gigi was at a good age, and like it was just
go-karting around Fort Wilderness.
Golf karting.
I always say go-kart. And
golf carts do go, so it's a golf cart.
Every time I almost say golf or the other one, I have to pause and think and I still say it wrong 50%.
Is this just me? Every single time I ever open, if I want my calculator, I hit the timer button on my phone, and if I want the timer, I hit the calculator. Every single time, without fail. If I pull them down and I want one of the two, I always hit the wrong one. Just me? Okay.
I do it too.
And I always think about it, and I still do it wrong. But yeah, I don't know. That was such a good trip. And then
the
trip we did the trip that we went to the Riviera and like told Gigi about Felicity and all that stuff. That was a good trip too.
That was a wonderful trip.
But those are like whole trips. Like I don't know about like.
Yeah. Hey, we have vlogs on all of those over on Tyler Travels TV's channel.
We have like 150 Disney vlogs. Isn't that nuts?
Gosh, that's crazy. Also, I feel like I'm hunching. Just lower down. No. Wrong way. Still liking the workspace. Any plans to change? So first of all, some of you guys don't know because you haven't been around as long, or you didn't catch a video where I mention it, that we are in we're not at home. And I know most of you guys know that, but this is a separate workspace, and it really sprang from you with your travel agency needing a separate space.
Right,
like absolutely. And so I was like, well, if we're
going
to do it, why wouldn't I have a room there too where I could film and, have all of my filming equipment because it became a lot to store. And
then we had another baby and we ran out of room with that.
Yeah, so I mean, it all really, timing-wise, I'm glad we did it when we did it.
Yeah, I still really love having it. It's so nice to be able to separate the workspace from being at home because I feel like especially because we were working from home like I started in 2016 and then you started in 2018.
Yep.
So we've been working from home for about 5 years and it's been really nice. And it could be one of those things that we do 5 years where we're working from home, 5 years with out of the house, 5 because I mean there are obviously benefits to working from home. A lot of people have started working from home obviously recently.
Right? A lot of you guys.
So and some people like I've talked to like just absolutely love working from home, and then other people are like I can't stand it. Because like
gotta get out of the house.
I go back and forth and like still as of right now we've been here for about 2 years. I'm still happy being here, but I could see in 2 or 3 years being ready to go back home and working from home again.
Yeah, and we've even talked about like our dining room, for example. That could easily, we don't use it often. Right now it's storing books if you've seen, but it's just right now. But like we could add French doors to that room and literally make that a home office if we needed the third bedroom for something else. Calm down, okay guys, we just had a baby. But I'm just saying like, we're not planning on moving from this house for a while, so just thinking about anyway.
What the plans
but I think that's it. I really like it too. I like having the separate space. But then there's the part of me that's like, I also like being at home. But then I'm like, well, maybe I am enjoying being at home more because I get away. And so then when I'm home. So it's one of those things that like, it will always be a catch-22. Like there's just always going to be benefits. But, I really do. It is nice to have all this stuff here.
Like having a day off is only awesome when you like have to go to work the next day. Because then you're like, you really get to enjoy the day off, you know, versus... You know, if you have all the days off, you're like, I'm so tired of being at home.
Yeah, exactly. So we've also thought about like, actually buying a place to rent out, and then like using it for work. But then on weekends, like it would take a lot of thinking through. But anyway,
doing like a long-term rental or like an Airbnb kind of thing or something. Yeah, we have some friends that are doing that and they've really enjoyed it. So that's kind of what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what the future holds. Favorite part of being a parent?
Oh, man, how do you even decide?
That's like a...
Favorite part about being alive? Go.
Breathing. Water.
There's everything. Being a parent is the best. It's tiring, but man, it's the best.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I got.
No, I know. I don't know. Answer? I get all teary, you know. And then my voice starts shaking, and then my face gets red. Why would you guys ask a question like that? I just feel like and I've talked about this before, every time I get emotional, but I just love like being in bed and like the girls just crawling all around on our bed and Pinocchio stinking it up and both of us just with our coffee having the news on and Gigi constantly asking, can I watch something? I don't want to watch the news. And Felicity drinking her milk and like, I just love it. I wish there were a way to know that you're living in the good old days before you leave them. I just love it.
I can't do any better than that.
I'm dripping tears.
You need a minute?
I need a minute. You want to talk about that? We don't have to get into super detail because we'll show it in vlogmas for sure.
Yes, because so it says basement update. So we're redoing our basement because it was up until now it's just been a big giant space and we keep moving furniture around. We keep kind of doing things in it. It's just never, like, every time we're like,
we're like, it's just a Tetris puzzle. We just got to figure it out.
Yeah, we literally have moved stuff around so many times. And so finally we're like, all right, we're going to actually try and renovate our basement. And we're really lucky that our neighbor is a handyman / he makes custom cabinets and / he's so, like, that's what he does.
He had just redone his basement.
And he did an amazing job. And his basement was a lot like ours, where it was just a big open space. And I went over there and he showed it to me. I was like, all right, this is it. This is what I want. I didn't know what I wanted until I saw it. But he like makes these custom cabinets. They are amazing. And he, so we're doing new bookshelves, and then we're doing like built-in shelves around the TV, and then on the sides we're gonna have like a spot for Gigi to put toys,
kind of like built-in benches.
like a bench seating.
It's really cute, you guys.
And then it's gonna be awesome. So like I said, he's I would assume about a month away from being done.
Yeah,
give or take.
I think in December, hopefully he'll finish it.
Yeah, so if you watch during Vlogmas, I'm sure we'll show updates and that kind of stuff. But it's looking really good, and I'm excited for it to have. Everything's gonna have a purpose. Yeah. As opposed to just being a big open space.
Well, and like, you know when you move into a space and you just kind of put stuff wherever, and then it takes a few years for you to figure out, like, okay, now we know how we use the kitchen, let's rearrange. It always felt like that in the basement, but we never got it to a point where we were like, like
furniture that was just, it just became a catch-all for furniture that we didn't have a spot for upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, hand-me-down furniture and that kind of stuff, it just...
Although some of it was newer, but anyway, long story short, we are very excited. Yeah. We will definitely show the grand reveal, hopefully during Vlogmas.
Well, and even like the bookshelves. Like when we first moved in, I took all of our boxes of books and just threw them up on the shelf. So there was never any organization. Like,
and I had all my books from my classroom, which was a lot, that were my books.
Yeah, I got rid of a ton of books, and it's we still have a lot. But I finally went through and organized all my books. I've got biographies together and history together, and anyway, I'm quite excited about it.
I am very. And we're getting we got new carpet through the house, and we're gonna, once it's done, get the same carpet down there, so it'll actually feel like an extension of the real house and not a damp, dark basement.
Yeah, and I keep going back to the fact that it's like a third of our house, because it's like it's almost the size of our upper floors. But it was just this big open space, but we weren't using it. Yeah. And so now we literally getting like a third of our house.
Our house back. Like, not that we didn't use it, but anytime you'd be like, let's go downstairs and watch TV, I'd be like, all right.
She never wanted to go down
there. I never wanted to, because it doesn't,
Now, in theory, it's going to feel like a big, like, giant family room, living room kind of thing. And we still have, like, half of it open, so the kids can still play. We can still have, like...
Put up a little, play tent. Like, there's just space.
Yeah, so there's going to be plenty of space for them to still play, while also having...
we're excited, can you tell? I'm so excited. Okay. Will we ever go to Aulani? I hope.
Yeah.
I really want to go. Yeah, that is high up there.
One of my agents literally lives, like, a 5-minute walk from Aulani. And so I'm like, well, we just need to go visit.
Gosh, it just sounds amazing. I think we've even talked about maybe probably in the next couple of years doing it. Like, bring the girls when Felicity's a little bit older. Yep. It probably wouldn't be the, like, kind of Hawaii trip where we're, like, backpacking up a volcano with them. But to do Aulani and a little bit with them, I think would be really cool.
Yeah. I want to go so badly.
I do too. How are we doing? Mental health okay?
I'm good. You want to speak to that more?
I'm good too. Right? How crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we're good. It really is nice. Oh, are we doing Vlogmas? Yes.
Yep.
On your channel.
30 videos.
I am sweating on the upper lip. Were you guys even going to tell me?
So we are this year starting on November 30th. So the first video is going to go live on December 1st, because the last couple years on December 1st, I get a bunch of comments and stuff like that. And they're like, where is it? Are you doing it this year? So this year we're going to start filming on November 30th. So the first video is going to go live on December 1st. And we're going to do what we did last year, because we used to go back and forth every other day. And a bunch of people couldn't find half the videos because half were on my channel, half were on her channel. So now they're all on my channel. So 30 days worth of videos.
Tyler Travels TV.
But anyway,
we were talking about this in the car ride too. We are so excited about Vlogmas this year, and I don't know what it is. Like,
it's going to be,
we have a lot of, like, fun, exciting things we're doing, but then a lot of, like, we're excited to bake cookie. And I think we're just excited about the Christmas season.
Well, part of it, we've had so much that we've been doing over the last few months that we literally, our lives have been insane for the past, like, 2 months, 3 months.
Like, the house, we've had a lot of work done, so people are always in our house. Like,
yeah. And, like, it's just been nuts. But, like, I feel like we haven't cooked or baked or anything in months, and so I'm just excited. We have, but it's
not the way we normally do.
So I'm excited to cook. I'm excited to be in the kitchen. I'm excited to... I did tell Jessica, so that I'm ripping the Band-Aid off now. Don't shoot the messenger.
What?
There will be no carpet cleaning this year. Oh. Because we did get new carpet.
Well, I would never say never, bud, because I spill coffee all of the time. Just because it's new doesn't mean things won't get spilled.
Pinocchio did throw up on the carpet the other day, and I did have to clean it. Brand new carpet. 3 days old?
3 days old?
3 days old.
3 days old.
You never know. Stay tuned.
What city or area have you traveled to that has left you absolutely speechless?
Florence.
Ooh. Mine might be when we were in Paris and we're up at Montmartre. Don't make fun of me.
That's good.
And that view, don't
patronize.
Do that. Don't. And just like looking down. And actually, I don't know that I would have thought of that just now, but I just saw Taylor. She was just there, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just forgot, like, being at Sacre-Coeur, and don't make fun of me again. And looking down like that.
Unbelievable.
Is like top tier. You know what else? Versailles. When we were at Versailles eating ice cream next to like in the grass.
You know what's interesting is I feel like all of those are ones that we were kind of sitting and relaxing and enjoying it.
Yep. Both of mine were. What did you say?
And so that's what I always, and I feel like when we obviously we climbed to the top of the Duomo, but once we were up there, we stood there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But then we also spent a lot of time just sitting around in Florence and just like, in piazzas and just kind of relaxing and stuff. And I feel like those are the ones that are the most memorable. And I feel like everyone's always trying to rush to the next thing. Taking time to just relax and enjoy it. Our top three that just came to our mind were things that we were sitting on the steps in Paris and we sat there for 2 hours and just relaxed.
Gosh, it was the best.
And then, in Versailles, just eating ice cream.
Also, in U.S. stateside, the north end of Boston, I was speechless. It literally
Boston.
feels like you're in the Barri Gothique in Barcelona. That's another one that like left me speechless. Also being on the Mediterranean. Okay.
Now you're
a lot.
Yeah.
But like the north end of Boston is so cool. And if you like, I genuinely, when we first went there the first time, I did not know. And so when you walk in, you're like, I literally feel like I'm on a movie set. Like it looks like West Side Story. Like it is beautiful.
I just read how the states got their shapes. There's a second one too that I want to read, but there's a TV show that's it was Brian Unger who was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and some other stuff too. He hosted it, and there's 2 seasons, and I watched it when it was on.
We saw him at the airport once.
It's true. I watched it when it was on TV back in like 2009, 2010, and I'm rewatching it now, and I mean, there's just so much that I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
But it's a super duper interesting show, and it's on the History Channel, and it's got all this kind of history that goes into it, but it also talks about why our borders are the way they are. Anyway, okay. The whole reason I bring it up is because it's really made me want to do more travel around the U.S. because I feel like that show's so good about sort of going to these places and making it seem very accessible to travel to and that kind of stuff, and talks about the people in different states and how we have our history has shaped who we are and all that kind of stuff. It's a great show, but it's really made me want to do some road trips around here. We talked about doing like I
want to go out west
southeast
so bad.
Road trip, doing a big road trip out west,
like a southwest, northwest. Not Pacific Northwest. I want to do that too. Separate trip.
I've always said I feel like
we've never been to.
What I really want to do is do like a 2-week road trip in the southeast and go to like South Carolina, all that kind of stuff because we really have never been to that area.
We literally planned a trip and then
and
we just
want
to get pregnant or something.
Probably. So I want to do that in a car. Then I want to take a riverboat cruise down the Mississippi, and so that's going to be a boat. And then I would take a motorhome trip out west and take like 2 months and go to all the national parks and just go all over Montana and all over, that whole corridor there. And then I want to do another road trip.
I almost called it the Midwest, but I meant like the middle west.
It's the middle of the West, but yeah, the whole area there. And then I want to fly out to like Northern California and take like a week-long road trip or 2-week-long road trip.
I want to see Oregon.
And then Oregon, it's because I feel like Oregon and like Washington are further drives than what they look like on the map. So we could
just do them.
So do California as a separate trip and then do those as a separate trip. Over the next 30 years, hopefully we can accomplish all those things.
Right.
And Texas. Texas has got to be like its own trip. I feel like that's its own country. Texas is its own area.
I'm sure Texas would agree that they're their own country.
If you watch how the states got their shapes, it talks a lot about that.
How has it been adjusting to 2 little ones? Does Gigi like being a big sis?
Gigi is obsessed with being a big sis.
Oh, that's free.
Oh, hey. She's obsessed with being a big sis. Like,
I never heard you say sis. It sounded weird.
Well, that's how it was worded in the question.
I know, it was cute.
But she is. It's like, she just, like, relishes in being a big sister. And she just loves her little sister so much that to a fault. Because we're like, you have to take it easy. She's like, she's just so cute. And I'm like, I know, but you can't. Don't squeeze her cheeks so hard.
Me. She's, like, rough in a loving way.
Or she'll, like, lay on her. And I'm like, Gigi, get up.
Like, that is the biggest thing. But, it is what it is. But she really does. Or, like, when she'll get back from school, and so she'll see Lissy for the first time that day, or, she'll be like, hi, little sis. And it's just adorable to watch. Like,
Yeah.
So, that best decision we ever made.
And it's so funny because I feel like there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to having kids. Either you do boom, 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 and you get them all done out of the way, but then you have like a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old, which is insane. Or you do like we do. There's like 4 years in between.
We say that lovingly. If you've done it, wow.
No,
I don't even know how.
Literally, I was talking to my doctor the other day, and she's like, it was crazy for a few years, but she's like, they had 3, and they were all within 1 year of each other, and she's like, it was crazy, but now they're like 8, 9, and 10, whatever.
Yeah.
But or there's like what we did, which is like 4 years in between, which is great because like she can go get her own snacks, she can do but then it's a huge amount of space in between. So now we're like back to having a baby. So
yeah, it really is grass trainer. Yeah.
But yeah, so far it's been good. Lissy sleeps well. She's a very happy baby. So
she is right now. I think she's got 2 teeth that came in, and we're trying to figure out where.
Too.
Yeah, she's constantly chewing in the back. I'm like, I don't know, but I felt around and looked around. I can't see it. She's just been acting fussy the past day or two. So I wonder if another tooth. Gigi at this age had 8 teeth, which is very abnormal. Felicity has, like we said, 2, maybe a third.
I've heard some people say the transition from 1 child to 2 children is harder. Completely disagree. For us anyway, it was a much harder transition from no kids to 1 kid than from 1 kid to 2 kids. It's been pretty easy to go from 1 to 2.
Yeah, and it's not like, it's still a lot of work, but I think for us maybe it just was that the bigger leap was going from like almost like bachelorhood, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To suddenly, oh my gosh, we can't do anything without, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then once we got past that, and it took us time, now we've just embraced it, so we're like, okay. And so I think that's why that was definitely the hardest hill to climb for us.
Yeah, for us anyway, yeah.
For us, yeah, and I think it's just different. Depends on who you are. Best piece of parenting advice you've received and given?
My things, and this was my mantra, and I'm sure this is what you were going to say too, because I'm claiming credit for this because Jessica says it all the time, but it was my thought. There was something to do. I don't even know how it got started, but I said to Jessica, I was like, it's okay because Gigi will not be 30 years old and still not eating chicken nuggets or something like that. And that's sort of become our mantra because you get so bogged down and like, okay, well, are they at this development level? Are they eating this or not eating that? What are they, And it's like, okay, they're not going to be 30 years old and not being able to do this. Or, you know what I mean? Like if you have a child who's maybe late to walk, they're not going to be 30 years old and, that kind of, just sort of taking the long view.
That totally transformed the way I thought about things. And so now with this, with Felicity, I don't stress as much because I'm like,
well, and there are even
she won't be 30 and not trying new foods, or
I feel like
maybe I know.
I feel like then, like even when you and I met, like you didn't eat broccoli or whatever it was, and then but I mean,
I didn't like salad. Now
maybe that's what I'm saying. So maybe it's even later in life you develop things. I mean, it's just it's not.
Well, and it's just a healthy viewpoint, like you said. You get bogged down and oh no, they haven't hit this developmental milestone, and that's just.
Or you get frustrated because like okay, well, and again with usually we can't even get her to eat pizza or chicken nuggets or eat a French fry, and she won't.
We always circle back to this every time we do a video together. We talk about Gigi won't eat anything. We're trying our own version of baby-led weaning with Felicity because we figure, well, maybe we don't know, guys. We're just like throwing stuff at the wall and just seeing what sticks.
See what sticks. That's parenting.
That's parenting.
The days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah, and that is true.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I think that's why we've been trying to appreciate it a little bit more this time, the babyhood, and not rush through things.
And I'm pretty sure I said this the last time, but yeah, you're always trying to say, okay, it's gonna be so much easier when they can eat solid foods. It's gonna be so much easier when she can walk. It's gonna be so much easier when they can talk. It's gonna be so, and so you're always like rushing to get to the next step. But especially with this next, our second, now I'm like, all right, slow down. It will all happen, and it will all happen very quickly. So don't rush to that next step. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the step you're on right now.
Starbucks or Dunkin'? Well, if we're in New England, I feel like it's got to be Dunkin'.
Yeah. But everywhere
at home,
else,
Starbucks. We also obviously go into local coffee shops.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we try
Starbucks.
to.
We have a Dunkin' near us, and we do not. We go to Starbucks.
That's true. Yeah.
But again, when we would be in New England visiting my brother and sister-in-law, we always did Dunkin'. That was the thing. Gotta get my Dunkies.
When in Rome.
I will say though, Dunkin's cold brews. Ooh. The few I've tried, I think 2 different ones, they were not good. Now, some of their iced coffee has been good. Like the one that Michael and Cheryl always get, that's caramel something. Dunkin's cold brew. Their pumpkin cream cold brew.
I feel like there's, I love Joffrey's coffee in Disney. I love their hot coffee, but their iced coffee, I can't stand. And I'm like, I don't know what it is.
No, you had one last time you liked it. I think it was that one kind. I really liked theirs.
It was maybe there was shaken Jamaican and they had stuff in it. Maybe that's what it was.
I think so. But you had one last time, remember?
And it was good?
You liked it. Well, we'll have to try again next time we're there.
Secret hobbies or collections.
Or obsession.
Or secret obsession.
That most people don't know about. I really like to, and this is something we've been, future goals with reading 4-Hour Work Week, opening up time. I really like like oil pastel art, and like I'll watch videos of that on YouTube, and then I got all of the supplies, and I did it a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I just haven't had pulled it back out. So that's something in like watercolor classes, like just art classes I want to start taking because I like art.
Yeah.
But it's something I don't talk about a lot, like other than with you.
Like, I mean, I feel like I kind of talk about this a decent amount, but like I just uploaded a video of me, like a YouTube short of me playing piano, and like there was a ton of comments like, hey, like I didn't even know you played piano, but I played piano for a lot of years. So like, so I'm sure I feel like I talk about that all the time, but a lot of people didn't. But I guess I also play guitar. I've never like played guitar on camera or anything, but I play.
You've also been writing music with all your things.
Yeah, with Logic and all that kind of stuff.
That was your nesting. You were doing that before Felicity came around. You were just like, I got to do something.
And so so I've written some music, and it's usually like movie score, like that kind of style of music, and I'll use it like in videos and stuff like that.
Are you birds of a feather or opposites attract when you both met? I think both.
Both, definitely both, because we were very.
I remember, different. We were similar in that, like we literally met in a theater show,
like doing musical theater,
yeah.
And we
so
were.
Obviously,
I think we were. I think it's just we were very similar in a lot of ways and very opposite in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and now we've just slowly become the same person.
Together.
What do you always think? Codependency.
Just merging into one person.
Until one day we just become. I think opposites attract in a lot of ways. Like we're obviously, like you said, probably more similar than different. But like we would argue even before we started dating, religion. I remember a conversation we were at the theater and we were talking about it and we argued, which is funny because now what I was arguing about I actually don't even agree with anymore.
But
remember that?
I feel like. I mean, a lot of like, I don't know. It's really, we're kind of right down the middle. Yeah. And I just think that's human nature.
Normal for
but yeah, we weren't super duper different, but we weren't super duper alike either.
Yeah.
Like, we met. I was 17, 18, and you were around the same age, so it was like high school age, high school college age, and like, I hated show choir, and she was Miss Show Choir. Like, you were the president of the show choir, and I hated it with every fiber of my being. And so, like, we were very different.
You were a very serious artiste.
I was a serious artist, yeah.
Serious.
And now I have YouTube videos where I make fart jokes. So, I mean, it's all come together.
Do you make fart jokes?
Well, shat jokes.
Castle chats. We might end up going with that name, guys. I don't know. Most importantly... Is Tyler still the bad boy of Disney theme park vlogging?
I would like to think so. I mean, name a badder one. You can't.
You're the baddest, man. What's your favorite cookie?
Ooh, Thin Mints immediately popped into my mind.
Whoa.
I know, and I don't know why, but that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
What about like chocolate chip? I mean,
I think actually though, the chocolate chip cookies, and actually I'll make them this vlogmas. The chocolate chip cookies we make.
I mentioned them in my current faves video with the recipe.
Superior. And I actually have a video.
Salt on them.
I have a video on my channel from years ago. There's like the best chocolate chip cookies. That is wrong. I need to take that video down.
Because now we've discovered
a much better one.
Yeah, it's so true. I also a weird one I really like. I think I made them last year in Vlogmas. I'm sure I'll make them again. Spritz cookies. Yeah. It's got like the almond extract. There is something so addicting to me, and there's such a subtle flavor.
And they're real small.
Ooh,
yeah.
Like
I bought you a Spritz cookie maker, right?
And
you have to have a special tool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
Favorite Disney YouTube peeps to watch?
Y'all are my fave, but would love to know who you watch. Oh, thank you.
I actually don't watch YouTube.
Yeah,
you
and
watch
I've told
YouTube
you a million times.
You
got to do recon, man.
I don't watch YouTube like ever, and so
well. For real, I genuinely literally have their vlog up here. Our Z-Roll, and they happen to also own the production company that edits our videos. They, I don't miss a vlog of theirs, and they also go to Disney a lot. So, them. I don't watch a ton. I like Once Upon a Braun. I like her Disney things.
You'll usually show me bits.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you'll like this part. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
I'm forgetting some obvious people, but I don't watch Disney vlogs like all the time because then I get, you get Disneyed out. I feel like,
well, especially with my job, I talk about Disney all day, every day.
Pixie Dusted Mom. I always watch her. Yeah. Those are the ones.
Curious, who else do you guys watch?
Yeah. Obviously, the Tim Tracker's an obvious one.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone talks about Tim Tracker, but I always wonder.
Easy. No, I'm kidding.
There's a guy, I think, Paging Mr. Morrow, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a little bit of his stuff too. But yeah, I don't really watch. I'm curious, who else do you guys watch? And it's always funny because I feel like it's a world that I'm not really a part of. Like they'll do like meetups and they'll like do things together, but it's like I'm not really a part of that world.
That's, you know why, Tyler? Because you're the bad boy.
Because I'm the bad boy.
They're like, we don't want to invite that bad boy. It's getting creepy. That's why. All right, Bob Iger, CEO again.
Yay!
We both rejoiced.
Yeah.
That's all.
Good news.
We knew it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it was him that came back. I just thought for sure they'd let go of the other
I could talk
CEO
a lot about that, but I won't say anything that hasn't been said. So if you're following that story, then
you get it.
You get it. Rob Lott, who's a cast member that we follow on Instagram.
Rob a lot. Oh,
I think
that's
it's
his
Rob.
name.
I think his name is Rob Lott, but it's Rob a lot.
Okay.
Posted he had a really, really well worded thing, and basically he was talking about, he's like, for him and a lot of cast members, they're proud to go to work again, and I'm like that. It was just a really well worded message. I'm like, it kind of sums up everything. It's like makes you proud,
Where do you get your holiday outfits for the girls? Well, I've got 2 matching outfits they'll have, because this is like new to me to be able to have them have matching outfits.
Yeah.
Tyler knows how excited I am. I ordered 1 set of dresses on Etsy, and they are very cute. I'm so excited. They should be coming soon. And then the other ones I just got like kind of a matching top from Old Navy. So they have some really cute ones I can link below that are really, inexpensive, and they're different plaid ones. I'm like, that's kind of perfect because we kind of need more than 1 outfit, because we have multiple Christmas things. We don't need them. I just want them, okay?
Up until now, you had to match the kid and the dog. So now we've got 2 kids.
Now we've got 2 kids and a dog. How do you guys stay positive during times of familial drama? Good word. So first of all, I've talked about in a previous video just that we've had some weird family stuff going on, and it's kind of it's making my shoulders go up. I can feel the stress just like creeping
there's
in.
a lot of family stuff going on.
Yeah, just a lot. And so we didn't go into detail because it's just not our business. None of it is our business to share here. But
and it's the more
it's just been a black cloud, don't you feel like?
And it's been really for the past year, because there's not just that.
It's
there's other stuff
literally
going
the entire year of weird.
And so so I think we are really lucky in the fact that we have each other. And so I was even telling Jessica this. I'm like, some of the stuff that's crazy that's going on, like I'll go like 24 hours without even thinking about it, because I'm like, we've got our own little family unit, we've got our own kind of things going on, which I think is really good in a lot of ways, that I can, I'm not hung up on it 24 hours a day. And I think that's because we are so busy and we've always got stuff going on. That's part of, one way we've been able to cope.
Weird times, guys. Don't you feel like when it rains, it pours, though?
Yeah.
You can go, just weird stuff. What are your travel plans for next year?
So we actually don't have anything set in stone at the moment.
They're all just up there.
We were just talking a day or 2 ago. We're like, we've got to sit down some evening and kind of actually map out what we're going to do, because we have like 10 ideas of things we want to do. Like I said, we want to do a road
Big
trip,
and small.
do like South Carolina, do Charleston, do things like in that area. We wanted to do a European cruise again, because cruising kind of gets a bad rep sometimes you go to a place and you're only there for a day, and it does have its downsides, but when you're traveling with little kids, it is like the best, at least for us.
It's like the easiest way to pull off that kind of travel.
Because we can go to all these really cool places. We unpack one time, we get on the ship and we unpack. We can have a pack and play there. We can have all our stuff in that room. We get off the ship, we explore an area, and then we go back to the same room every night. So for us, at least at this stage of our lives, it's really the best way for us to travel. And of course, in 5, 6, 10 years,
it'd be different.
We'll do more land-based vacations, because it'll be easier for us to, the girls can carry their own suitcases, and we can go do, could be a lot more mobile. But at this stage of our lives with young kids, it really is such a great way to see a lot of cool places.
Yeah, and we did a land-based trip. Well, it was like 50-50. I forgot. It was still a cruise, a Mediterranean cruise.
Yes.
But then the rest of it, like we were in Paris for a few days, we were in Barcelona for a few days. So we did parts of it that were...
That was literally November of 2019, and those videos are almost done. And they're actually finally going live for real.
So it's going to be a really weird blast from the past, because it'll be Gigi as a baby.
But it's February of next year. Those videos are going live. It's on the calendar. They are scheduled. They will happen. But literally,
I
5
cannot
years
believe
in the
that.
making.
That felt like, oh my gosh.
Not that long, but
that
it certainly felt like.
Yeah.
But it was literally just I had. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into it. But they're coming. Yay!
Holiday book recommendations. What's the book we both want to read this December?
I can't recommend it yet, but we're going to read
Skipping Christmas by John Grisham.
Yeah.
And that's what Christmas with the Cranks is based on.
Yeah.
Just different name. And we figured it'd be a fun kind of Christmassy read.
It looks real short.
Yeah,
it looks...
and I never read like a Christmas book. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, actually I think they came in the mail, Tyler, is a devotional from Daily Grace Co. I've never ordered from them, but I kind of heard other people talk about it. And I wanted something for Christmas to like, I don't know, kind of like focus in for me to be able to focus into like what the season's really about, at least for us, you know. And so I bought his and hers, by the way.
So the one I was going to recommend is Bill Bryson. He is one of my favorite authors, and I hadn't actually read him until like a year or two ago. But he's got a lot of awesome books, and I've read 2, maybe 3 so far this year. He has a new one coming out, and it's not out yet.
No, maybe it just came out. It's Audible only.
So it just came out. It's an Audible only, but it's called The Secret History of Christmas by Bill Bryson. And it just came out.
Can I listen to that with you?
Yeah, release date November 22nd, 2022.
Today.
Released today. But let me just read it really quickly. A cornucopia of Christmas delights from the best-selling author of A Short History of Nearly Everything and Notes from a Small Island. Christmas is the single biggest annual event on the planet, a time for merrymaking, overindulgence, peace, goodwill, blah, blah, blah. It's stuffed full of traditions and rituals that most of us have been observing all our lives without having the slightest idea of where they come from. Why is it called Boxing Day? Why do we sing about good King Wenceslas when he wasn't a king and probably not even good? What's the story behind Christmas crackers? Who would have guessed that our most popular Christmas carols began as a Welsh folk song? I'm not going to say that. And how did St. Nicholas, a bishop from the dawn of Christianity, turn into the plump, jolly figure of Santa Claus with a flying sleigh at home at the North Pole?
Also, everyone just went and looked this up.
They're going to see what did I not say there? Anyway, but I'm really excited about that, and I love Bill Bryson, so I think that's going to be a really interesting.
Can we listen to that one together?
Yeah. 100%.
It's only 3 hours.
It's 3 hours. It's
listen,
super short.
I got like 5 more books to read to hit my goal for this year. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that one will work.
Yeah, and
I
think
genuinely
this is the perfect kind of book to be reading about.
Tis the season, baby.
What was the turning point where you decided to switch from theater to something else? So that's something interesting that I feel like I've been thinking about a lot recently.
You have been, yeah.
And it's something that we never like made a conscious decision to be like, all right, we're done with theater. Like it just sort of happened. It's like,
and I don't think I've ever really taken the time to stop and think back to that time and be like,
why did we stop? Well, I think we literally, because I mean, again, it wasn't. I think at some point we were probably planning on going and auditioning and going back to it.
Yeah.
And I think it sort of happened when you became a teacher. You were finishing up school and you became a teacher. I was working in hotels at the time, and I think probably the idea was that we both had day jobs, and then we were going to do theater at night. Mm-hmm. But then the theater that we did, it was professional theater, and so it was 8 shows a week. So you have to have like Wednesday matinees off, Saturday matinees off.
A lot of rehearsals were during the day for the 2 weeks of rehearsals. So
exactly. So like for being a teacher, you can't just take Wednesday matinees off. And so especially when we first started, I mean even now, like I didn't want to spend a bunch of time away from you. So like doing theater, I don't want to work during the day and then be gone from you and the girls 7 days a week.
Right.
Besides Mondays, you know what I mean? Like 8 shows a week, and then I don't know. It's just not in the cards for us right now. But it wasn't like a conscious decision to stop.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I feel like for a decade I've kind of almost forgotten about it in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. And just recently I started listening to I have a Broadway sing along playlist in my thing, and like it's like recently started to come back in the video I played where I was playing piano. That was a musical theater song that I played, and like I don't know why. Just recently it started to.
Hey. The bug's crawled its way back into your ear.
Yeah. So again, I don't see us doing shows anytime soon, but unless somebody just wants me to come and play Bobby and Company, I'll do that. I will make that happen. Or Harold Hill and the Music Man, I'll do that one again. But that's it. I'm not doing anything. No. But no, I don't know. And like I said, once the girls get older, if it's something they're interested in, I could see us. If we're dragging them to rehearsals every day, we're gonna do it ourselves too.
They'll be the kids in the show. We'll become stage parents.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I did Joseph a few times, and like there was always the kids chorus in that show, and I mean, I don't know. I could just see
especially if they like decided to.
I don't think it'll be something that we kind of. But with Gigi, the way she sings Disney songs, I have a feeling she'll be.
She'd be like, I would love to be in a show. Yeah. Did you make the coffee bar area in your kitchen yet? Almost. We've gotten the bottom part, like the actual thing.
I gotta fix it though. It came with it. It's not. Anyway, it's a solid piece of wood for kind of. It's a nice-ish piece of furniture, but it's.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things wrong with it. I gotta fix, and it's.
And I want to get floating shelves above it, but I've got to find like the right color to kind of match our cabinetry. So right now it just looks very unfinished, which is killing me.
And then we got to get the thing that goes like flat up against the wall because there's a plug behind it to plug in the coffee maker and all that stuff.
Was there not one in that box you pulled out?
There is, but I just haven't had a chance to do that. Okay. But then I got to also drill a hole in the back of the unit itself so we can put it in there because it just, otherwise it's going to be this far out from the wall.
Yeah, that'll drive both of us crazy. Yeah, I think that's
so. It's on its way.
It is. I'm excited. I need to look into floating shelves and just pull the trigger. I need to measure. But yeah. I think that's all. We could keep going and going, you guys. Yeah. I mean, but we got to...
So my goal in 2023, as of right now, and again, I've got it all mapped out so far, is to do 3 videos a week. So this was such an easy thing for us to do
Q&As?
Like once or twice a month.
Over on your channel?
Yeah. So maybe we can do some of these over there.
Okay.
Because my goal, I'm trying to do three videos, so it's a lot of content to fill up there. Up until now, it's always like, oh, I'll upload it. Some weeks you get 3 videos, and then you go 3 months without seeing me at all. So
That's true.
That's just how I've been rolling.
I think your goal is just consistency.
Yeah.
To be more.
But now I'm not booking trips myself anymore, and I'm sort of running the agency as opposed to booking trips myself. So it's alleviated a lot of time, and now I have a lot more time to work on my channel. So it's exciting.
Yeah, and dote on me. Speaking of, I could use a massage tonight.
Me too.
We'll just face each other and go like this. Actually, that feels good.
Anyway, all right.
Well,
that's that.
Well, see you later. No, but seriously, Vlogmas on Tyler's channel.
Yep.
Starting, it'll be December 1st. You'll see the first one every single day.
Disneyland videos are live on my channel. Those are going up. And then we have a couple more from our California trip. So there's a couple videos between now and Vlogmas too.
Yep. If you want to see those. Trying to think what else. I think that's it.
I think so.
Yep. We're excited. I hope you guys are too. I know, like I always say, it's become a tradition for a lot of you guys to watch our Vlogmas. So I even joked to Tyler, I'm like, this feels like a Vlogmas billboard, this video. Well, we just haven't done a Q&A in a long time, and I was like, Tyler,
this is what's on our mind. Like, it starts in a week, so it's just on our mind right now.
It is.
But we, a lot of people have asked if we were going to do the workout thing. Was it last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago?
It would have been 2 years ago because I was pregnant last time.
We worked out all 30 days. We did a workout.
I think we sometimes took like a Sunday off. Like, I remember, but it was
okay, whatever it was. But my point is that people were asking if we would do that again, and so we were talking about it. I think we are. So start getting ready.
Because we had, like, stipulations. It was, like, minimum 20 minutes, just something good for you. Like, some days that was just a walk outside,
it could
whatever.
Be a run. It could be a bike ride. It could be
whatever. Dance workouts usually for me. Yeah.
So if you guys want to follow along and do that with us.
If you want to do it with us.
Makes it a lot easier if you're trying to do it with other people, too, I feel like.
I do, too, because you feel like you're, like, accountable. Like, I don't know. That's why I've been sharing a lot of my workouts, like YouTube workouts I'll do. I'll share the link on Instagram.
Yeah.
Totally inspired by Leanne Says, because she does that. But it's really pushed me all of a sudden the past 2 weeks. I've been working out so much more because I'm like, I feel like I have to share.
People would always comment and they would say what they did. And so that was sort of like if they did it, I can do it.
I did it. Yeah. So it became like a self-fulfilling
If you need to start ramping up, doing 1 or 2 workouts before you do all 30.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.